Consuelo Garcia del Cid was 16 years old when she was transferred to a reformatory in Madrid. The crime? Changing her dress code and protesting against the established order. One morning, my mother came into my room with an Opus Dei doctor. This is a quote from her. They told me they were going to give me a flu shot. I don't remember anything else. I woke up in a room I didn't know. I cried a lot. The Patronato de Protección a la Mujer was a Francoist institution of repression where they interned young adolescents between the age of 16 and 25 years old who, in the eyes of the regime, did not fit the model of femininity at the time. Of course, the most important age range. Opus Dei knows this. The Francoist regime knew this. Any regime or authoritarian power knows that it is critically important to get to people. When? Before their brains have fully developed. Why? Because once your brain is fully developed, you're not going to be able to be tricked and coerced into the same sorts of things that you might when you're younger and a little bit more ignorant and has a brain that is just not completely finished. And when does your brain, when is it like commonly believed that your brain kind of fully reaches its like full maturation? 25 years old. I just think that's worth pointing out. Born in Spain in 1941, it had internment centers generally run by religious orders that worked on the re-education of the inmates. Consuelo, one of them, speaks harshly about it in the program Solidarities with Mercè Folch. There are no embellishments in what she says. She pours out all of her experience without concessions. You felt the weight of Francoism. Like, this is just another perfect example of how human rights and women's rights, more specifically, are still in their infancy, are still so easily overtaken by more powerful forces because women's rights are not enshrined in a lot of countries like constitutions. They aren't like recognized in the same way. And so there's been numerous examples of things that like conditions or requirements or expectations that existed in society well past the point when societal norms and like perspectives had changed. I mean, here in the United States, one very well-known example is that marital rape wasn't a crime until the 90s. You still have dozens of people advocating against that, saying that marital rape doesn't exist, and it wasn't even a crime in America until the 90s. So this is all still so new. And these events, therefore, are relatively recent in our collective history. I understand if you're Gen Z or Gen Alpha, the 1980s probably seems like the dark ages, but in terms of like historical time, it was just the other day. Consuelo has spent more than a decade researching these reformatories with the aim of fighting against the oblivion that the survivors experienced with the arrival of democracy. The path is now one of recognition and reparation. The victims want a political gesture, which includes an ex officio investigation into serious human rights violations, which has not yet arrived. So they're looking for some type of justice. In Catalonia, at the request of Esquerra,